that I find that gets me charged up about finding a cure for diabetes. If your company is returning, thank you. Thank you for your continued support. If you are considering joining us for the first time, welcome. Hopefully you've had a chance to see some of the slides. We have a great time on the day of the walk. We have a great time in building our teams, and we're not going to talk about the weather last year. We're going to talk about what it's going to be like this year. It's going to be crisp and cool and clear, and you and your associates will enjoy a wonderful morning. It's now my pleasure to introduce our youth ambassador, Miss Taylor Ireland, and she is accompanied by her father, Michael. And as you will hear from her story, Taylor exemplifies the challenges, but more importantly, the successes those living with diabetes experience. Now, I just met Taylor for the first time this afternoon, so I can't tell you if she brags a lot, but I'm going to guess she probably doesn't. So in case she doesn't brag, I want you to know that Taylor is the driving force behind the #1 organization team in the Woodlands Walk that's built around her cheer team. So not only is she a spokesperson, but she's out there raising money every year for us. And we are very honored to have her as a youth ambassador. So please help me welcome Ms. Taylor Ireland.
My name is Taylor Ireland, and I'm 13 years old, and I'm sure you have all guessed I have diabetes. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was only 6 years old. On January 27, 2007. This date is very significant to me. It is one of those dates I will always remember because on this date, my life changed forever. The day before, I wasn't feeling very well and actually missed school. My dad was able to work from home so he could stay with me. He went to the store to pick up some medicine in hopes of making me feel better. While there, he bought a bag of cotton candy. When he came home, he offered it to me and I turned it down. My dad knew something was wrong. Anyway, there was a birthday party at Incredible Pizza the next day and I really wanted to go, so I knew I'd have to fake it and fake it good. The next morning, my parents asked if I felt okay. I told them I did. Remember, there was a birthday party at Incredible Pizza and I was not about to miss that. I went to the party and felt really sick. I was thirsty and kept drinking soda, but it didn't seem to help. It seemed the more I drank, the thirstier I got. My parents came and picked me up. On the way home, all I could think about was drinking more and more. At this point, it became obvious to my parents that something was wrong. I had lost a lot of weight. My mom and dad quickly looked on the computer and were shocked at when they figured out what I had. They knew I needed medical attention right away. It had to be a tapeworm. That's right, my mom and dad thought I had a tapeworm. All the symptoms were there, so it couldn't be anything else, right, Dad? My parents quickly took me to the emergency room, and after a short wait, we were taken to the back. It wasn't long until my blood was drawn and the diagnosis was obvious. It was not a tapeworm, but it was diabetes. Of course, I had no clue what diabetes was, but I would soon find out. Diabetes is no friend to a 6-year-old. It is scary and frustrating. Remember, I am 6 years old and in the hospital, and they just told me I have diabetes. But one thing that it does not do is get me down and keep me from being who I want to be. I was so glad when I left the hospital. I thought it was all over, and I was looking forward to getting home and eating some McDonald's. Even though I was told at the hospital what would need to be done to keep things under control, I didn't understand. After all, I was 6 years old heading home. That night, it hit me. My parents had to give me a shot. Here I was at home getting a shot. This is not supposed to happen. Shots are something you get at a hospital or a doctor's office. Nobody gets shots at home. I honestly think that was the first time I cried because of diabetes. The realization set in that my life had changed forever. Now let me tell you a little bit about living with diabetes. When I was first diagnosed, I didn't know what to expect, but I would soon find out. Checking your blood sugar isn't fun. I have to check my blood sugar from 5 to 10 times per day and through the night just to make sure it's in the acceptable range. If my blood sugar is too high, I need more insulin, and if it's too low, I need to eat or drink something to bring it back up. The first year was the hardest. I was new to the disease and had to take insulin injections every day, usually 2 to 3 times a day. My mom and dad would have to give me a shot. No child likes to get shots, but soon I would get used to it. After about a year, my endocrinologist decided it was time for an insulin pump. This was a big relief. The pump is attached to me through a catheter that continuously delivers insulin and allows me to take additional insulin whenever it's needed. It does make diabetes easier, but it cures what we really need. One thing I decided a long time ago was that I was not going to let diabetes keep me down or hold me back. Diabetes will not control me, I will control it. I stay active, and in fact, I'm more active than children without diabetes. I've been involved in a lot of sports, and I've played soccer, participated in swim team, but the best of all is competitive cheer. I'm a member of the Women's Elite competitive cheer team, and it is what I enjoy most and really want to excel at. At first, though, I admit, it was a little scary. I didn't know my diabetes would affect my performance. I was afraid of what others might think of me, but now I know it's okay. My coaches are great, and they know there are occasions when I need to take a break to get things back to normal. My team members are also awesome. Last year, they made me so proud. Each season, a Women's Elite cheer team is required to do a full answer team project. This past season, my team decided to step out to do the ADA walk, and stepping up is exactly what they did. The Women's Elite Gunners, of which I am a proud member, raised the most money of any other organization that participated. To me, this was a great accomplishment. My team not only lifted my spirits, but helped out millions of people who live each and every day with diabetes. Through all these years, I've decided to leave my own life into the medical field because of how big an impact my doctors and endocrinologists have had on me. With this, I want to take my life into helping others and being a surgeon that specializes in pediatric care. I want to thank you all for being here today and for your support to the American Diabetes Association. It is your support and dedication to this worthwhile cause that will lead to a cure and mean no 6-year-old will ever have to get shots at home again.
Taylor, thank you very much. That's what it's all about, folks. I mean, that's ultimately what it's all about. And that's why your generosity is so important. That's why your support is so important. I want to take this opportunity to thank Taylor, thank Ryan, thank Ralston, and in particular thank our presenting sponsor this year, United Healthcare.